Grand Finals is Virtus Pro, and now the question is, will it be Dignitas or Na'Vi to join them? We just don't know yet. It looked for sure like Dignitas were headed there, and then they didn't.
Do you have faith in your Danish brethren, Anders?
Well, I correctly predicted that Na'Vi would win that second map, so I feel quite good about that one. Now, I'm going to leave it up to the first opening rounds here. I think if this goes well for Dignitas early on, yes, I will have faith. I think they could do it. They are a spectacular team. But if this starts badly for them, then I could see the full tilt happening.
Yep, exactly. And you have Flamey, you have Simple, and you have Guardian waking up towards the end of Overpass there. Definitely think that Na'Vi have now got sufficient firepower to go toe-to-toe with Dignitas. It is going to come down to the defaults. It is going to come down to how comfortable they are on this map, which is the point that Natu was making on the analyst desk there. So we'll see how things go, as Dignitas are going to get that wall of smoke up in the yard, gives them access to Secret, and this makes you think B play coming through here for Dig.
Seized. If he tries to walk in behind him, that could be very dangerous. Simple is going to get a great starting headshot, taking down MSL. Edward following in behind as well. Seized on the flank with the defuse kit. That's why I'm worried. But it's going to be Simple with another couple of headshots. Flamey helping out. And Dignitas getting entirely shot down. Simple, 4 clicks, 4 headshots. That's all he needed. And that's a fantastic start for Na'Vi.
And what I'm truly impressed with right now is that both of these teams on pistols, it's just like completely one-sided. Whoever wins the pistol, it's just like a one-sided affair. That's been the series through and through, and they've been splitting pistols as well on each map. So Na'Vi get the strong start with the CT side pistol on Nuke. Life just got a whole lot more difficult for Dignitas on the T side of Nuke. It's still a CT sided map, and so, well, Dig, we have to see. I mean, they got that rough start you were worried that they were going to start with, Anders, so now it's a question of mental fortitude. Are they going to be able to get their heads in the game? Magus going over towards Radio, looking towards ramp. We'll see if he can actually find a pick to start things off here, as the rest of his team are actually taking over yard.
Just to define what counts as start for me, I would say within the first 5 rounds, something has to go really well for Dignitas. I think if we clock past 5 rounds and it's 5-0, that's where things start to get just a little bit too rough, maybe. Good job by Guardian early on, who was pretty much missing from the whole second game there. Great grenade to follow it up. Rubino without a single chance here. Triple for Guardian and turning it into a quad kill, because why not?
Styling.
Practically getting as many kills as he got on all of Overpass. Good job, Guardian.
Yeah, he did start to have some of that flash towards the end, but he did, I mean, he was like absent completely in the first half on Overpass Guardian. Still, Starix telling his team, calm, cool, collected. That's what we need here. The thing is that they should have another feel-good round, and Simple is just like, yep, because no bomb plant for Dignitas in either of the first 2 rounds, and so it's another round of Eco coming in here for the Danes. And so it should be another feel-good opportunity here for Na'Vi to just farm up and put some stats on the board.
Edward, close with the UMP. They don't have any armor, so he's going to be able to shoot right through them, but 1 health left after that headshot. Trying to put up the grenade and not going to be allowed by Magus. So, finally something working out. With a little bit of a fight in the vents, and actually Config going to end up winning that. The grenade goes down, but can they get the bomb plant in? It doesn't seem like it, in spite of getting some really critical kills there. Dignitas can't really get the bomb plant in. So 4 kills for Simple instead, and Na'Vi with a 3-0 lead.
8 kills so far for Simple. 8-0-0.
I don't even want to know what his stats are going to be at the end of this best of 3. I'd just rather not be told, you know?
I mean, when you look at it from a pure like stat point of view, right? Kills on the board, he's actually having some of the most terrific tournaments so far. Where it's just unreal. Against whoever you put him on the server with, he just destroys. So, 8-0-0, he could definitely go higher than that. And well, you've got the likes of VP waiting, but again, Simple, you just put him up against anybody and he posts a good scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun either way. Whoever wins this, it will be an interesting Grand Finals. That is for damn sure. And it is coming up today, in case you're wondering. You've got a lot more time here on the channel, definitely. Out in the yard, that wall of smoke going down, same as it ever was. But looking above it is Guardian with the AWP, and Seized in some trouble. Going to end up getting down, but they still have a double setup out here with Simple and Secret, and Guardian trying to look through that.
Oh, this could be tricky. Yeah, exactly. Simple is in Secret, and so when they do decide to push through, exactly, it opens them up so many angles that they have to worry about. Simple peeks forward, takes out Cajun. Guardian from on high, drops Config. Rubino will be able to take down Edward, and that's on the upper site, but he has to get that bomb back, and in the meantime, Flamey has rotated over from ramp. 4-0 lead, and the shutout continues. Dignitas, they aren't even getting close to getting bomb plants. That's the most frustrating thing for the Danes right now. They're not getting any bonus money. They're not getting kills. They're not getting the bonus money from bomb plants.
that's on the one side, right? They're not getting that. They're also not doing enough damage to Na'Vi. There's already a really big bank being put up here by Simple and Flamey, so they need to do just a little bit more damage, a couple of more kills every round. Otherwise, this will spiral completely out of control. 4-0, I said 5-0, that's where things start to get scary. Probably is going to be 5-0, but if they can get... They need 3 kills in this round, basically, Dignitas. That's what they need to put on the table here.
We actually need to make this expensive.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lead in here towards ramp, it looks like, trying to change things up. And so Flamey, he's giving it up. He's not. They don't actually have anybody holding ramp right now. It looks like Guardian's on high. He could rotate back over. That's what he's going to do. MSL will catch Edward in the wrong place at the wrong time. But Guardian is still holding ramp, and he is not going to get rushed down. Instead, he hits a sick flick onto Cajun.B.
That's the kind of Guardian we need to see, that we should have seen on Overpass as well. Seized, checking all the corners, but actually giving a hostage to Fortune there. Not quite going to check the full corner. Rubino now out in the open, trying to chase down Seized. What kind of circus is this, and how come no one has taken out Rubino yet? They're all grouping up around him. The bomb has gone down in the meantime, so another couple of kills here. The bomb line is great. That's really good for Dignitas, but they need the kills if not being able to win the round here. Good shot there, and Magus taking out Simple. MSL with a giant jerk of the AK there, and it's going to be Config to drop Seized. A massive round here for Dignitas. This is huge. They turn it around, and it's thanks to MSL opening up with a Deagle. That is shocking.
I'm really surprised at how they just had no idea that it was upper site. Once Edward was down, all of their information on the upper site was gone for Na'Vi. They were convinced that the ramp push had gone through, that Guardian had been too late, that they had no info in 2 key parts of the map, A site and ramp. And so it could have been anywhere. That ends up costing Na'Vi hugely. You could see as soon as they decide, oh, we have to actually rotate up to A, Dignitas are already in position to punish them for that. And so an eco round win for Dignitas is huge. But that shot from Guardian just slams Cajun. And well, no, this would be absolutely horrendous. 2 kills for Guardian. No, it's all falling apart. 3 kills for Guardian. Dignitas. An eco round win would have been massive for them, but it's not over yet. Rubino will find a kill on Edward.
Again, they got to change their mentality now. Whereas winning the round is going to be almost impossible, they can still do damage. They still need another couple of kills here. They're down in the lower bomb site, and they're going to maybe be able to get the bomb plant here unless someone can interrupt them, but the Molotov's buying a little bit of time for them. That's 2 on 4. They need 2 more kills in this round, at least, to try and make it a bit of a success. Rubino holding close to the ramp, going to walk right in, and he gets the headshot on Flamey. That's not at all bad. Now it's Magisk, 1 versus 3. The bomb is not planted in a great position for him if he comes through the vent, so I much prefer if he walked the other way around. The smoke is up, though, making his life very tricky, and I think they're already on that defuse. Guardian holding it in, and Magisk just waiting. Can he get any kills even after the round is done? That's the big question. There's 1. Is he going to go for Simple 2? He will make it. A big double kill there. That is what they needed.
Yeah. Now they actually have done some damage. You can see the economy taking a hit there for Na'Vi. So those 2 kills, I mean, they get the bomb plant, bonus money in it, and it looks like Dignitas will have more than enough money to go for the full buy due to that eco round win that they got earlier. With the bomb plant and the kills on Na'Vi, they've definitely primed themselves here, Dignitas, to turn things around.
The decision-making that we just saw from Magisk is, I mean, apart from his rate right now in this tournament, which has been almost unreal, 2nd highest kill-death ratio in the tournament so far. Apart from that, that kind of decision-making makes him a lethal player. Not many people can do that. Many people would have just tried to spray through the smoke or really anything, you know, try and clutch the 1v3. What he just did set himself and his team up very nicely for the upcoming round.
Yes, absolutely. For the following round, where now Na'Vi, they're broke. And so this is it. A make-or-break situation for Na'Vi. Very light on the nades, as you can see. And Seized again going for the aggression in yard, and this time around Cajun's ready and waiting for him. Perfect peek there, takes down Seized. Man advantage now for Dignitas. And Magus being thorough, checking to see if anybody's lurking over here by radio.
Good beginning. Guardian out in the yard here. Smokes are going to be going down, so it'll be very hard for Guardian to really find a kill on anyone here. They should have a perfect wall in behind them. MSL playing a little bit close too, but they need more out in this yard. They're spread very thinly right now, Na'Vi. A little bit too thinly for my taste. I kind of wish Guardian would have fallen back maybe to the high ground so he could help out in case anything went wrong. But Flamey spraying, connecting with 1. He's going to be going down to Magisk. And now it's a 3 on 4.
And another B play coming in for Dignitas. Now they have the pincer that's able to collapse onto the site. They've cleared out Flamey so they don't have to worry about ramp. And their teammates have worked their way down secret. There is a man waiting, and that is going to be Simple. Finds 2 headshots. Unbelievable, and nearly picks up a third. He does, in fact, get the headshot on Config, but not the kill. Config and MSL bring it back, and it's all on Guardian now. Had he won that duel versus MSL, that would have been magnificent, but it's not meant to be. And a second round on the board now for Dignitas.
I don't know how Na'Vi let go of a round like that. As soon as Simple picks up those 2 headshots, and with Edward also coming in to sort of secure at least that ramp area, you feel like that should have been it, and it just isn't. That's shocking. Some really, really big steps being taken here by the Danish side. 2-5 the scoreline, and Na'Vi, the one thing you don't want to do on CT side Nuke is eco, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Now this is where we see the shift now, and that discipline come back into it for Dignitas. 2 big wins means they can start feeling good about themselves here. They can start getting that confidence back. And it's going to be Na'Vi the ones who are starting to worry a little bit, just a bit. It's not all going according to plan. But there's the smoke from Magisk to block off an edge on ramp. And there are currently 2 players stacked up, 3 players, in fact, stacked up here on ramp right now for Na'Vi. So they really want Dignitas to walk in here into that crossfire. But instead, Dignitas, they're clearing out yard. Instead, they're looking for that long-range fight to really get the best out of the rifles that they have versus these pistols.
Definitely a solid choice. Simple trying to escape from main and jumps right into the waiting arms of Rubino. Magisk going to turn around. He hears them running in. They're going to give up the AK for a moment, but it does still give them the bomb site and the bomb plant here, so don't see like that being too much of a problem here. Flamey will get a kill, trying to follow it up. He's getting very low on health, but still a little bit of damage being put in. A little bit of worry as soon as you give up that AK.
Yeah, good control there. That's going to make all of the difference. And now with after that round of pistols, it's going to come down to Na'Vi. Now the curious thing here is, will they have enough money for an AWP for Guardian? Because I feel like they want to start having a bit more of a presence in yard, apart from, or go back to having Guardian on high instead of going for the aggression with seized out by Big Red. And it's just not going to happen. It's another round of eco for Na'Vi. It was a double eco situation. That's catastrophic, CT side Nuke.
Well, this is definitely very bad. They have a grenade on Flamey. Can they maybe set up a push into lobby? Actually, one of the reasons why I always try and stress the fact that you shouldn't have just 2 people. You need 3 or more in lobby if you're going to hang around there, is exactly for this reason, that if the CT team pushes in, it can be very hard to hold all the lobby angles just with 2 or even 1 person. That's not going to be easy. But it looks like they're going to escape it.
Might still be a decent situation here for Na'Vi, though. So those smokes going down. Simple was close enough on Hut to hear the footsteps over on T side, on the T spawn side. With those smokes going down, I'm wondering if Na'Vi are thinking that this is going to be that A wrap through main again. So there's still a presence. Rubino's got the bomb in lobby. MSL clearing out yard, trying to see if anybody's going to be there for a quick flank. Not going to find anybody just yet because there's nobody here, MSL.
I mean, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean someone's not out to get you, right? Could kind of understand it, but he has pretty much infiltrated the lineup right now, and Config up on the high ground going to do the same thing. That's Flamey going down, and Config charging in. Doesn't really need to do that, but probably feeling it at that point in time. Cajun, bit of a weird fight there, ends up being dropped, but still should be an easy round here for Dignitas.
Yeah, what a remarkably ugly situation there for Cajun. Especially considering Seized has now got an AWP to work with. He gets the headshot as well, so if he wants to go for the rifle, no, really, gonna go for the rifle. He's a 1v2, actually. Yeah, why not? He's got Kevlar, and the bomb has only just been planted. If he can find a quick kill here on one of these players from Dignitas, that would change everything, but it's not gonna happen. And can MSL get up here fast enough to find the AWP? Yes, oh no, it doesn't come up. That would have been big.
That would have been a really nice save, just to see if you can open up anything with. There are so many points on this map that can't be wallbanged by the AK, but can with the AWP, though. People don't really try and do it so much anymore, but I mean, you get the option for it anyway. 5-4. Now we just need to make this 11-4 right here. Close out the next 6 rounds in a row and put an end to the Dignitas train here on the first half at least. And even then, Dignitas are still competitive in the game. 11-4 is can be a perfectly acceptable scoreline.
For CT, yeah. Oh, Flamey. Magisk just not quite getting that angle right. And Flamey dodges it. But it does look like it's going to be a delayed push, or at least a little bit of a peek here towards Squeak. Guardian was holding it earlier. He's fallen off, and there's the push. Edward on high, going to get caught. 1-for-1 trade. Simple behind the vents, though, doing work, and that opens it up for Seized, who's rotated up to heaven to get 2 kills. And Dignitas, you're right, Anders. They aren't able to break it this time around. It is Na'Vi who will go up to 6 rounds.
That position for Seized is so powerful when he's in, for Simple, when he's in that corner, because if they don't have a Molotov to clear him out with, which they didn't, or if they did, they didn't use it, it's just they have to go so far into the bomb site before they can start challenging him, and you see what happens. So very, very good hold there. 6-4 the scoreline. Dignitas barely able to buy, but they do it anyway, and I don't blame them for it. Got to keep the pressure up here. If they force another eco in this half for Na'Vi, then that's almost certainly it.
Well, that's all they're thinking, right? Na'Vi have got no money. So if they can get a kill here and pick up this round, that resets Na'Vi. That would be devastating for Na'Vi. So now the push. Oh, what? Wired a little tight there, maybe? Team shot, team damage?
I mean, got to keep people on their toes, right? Keep them awake. It's going to be rough. I mean, think about this. The grand finals is going to start more or less after this game. I mean, there might be a little break, but not going to be too much of a break. So whatever team goes through here, going to walk right into Virtus Pro that have had a chance to watch them play, and also are going to be feeling a little bit less fatigued.
Yeah, we've been relaxing this whole time. Still, that's not great for... Well, Flamey basically gets overrun in ramp.
That was Rubino opening up with a kill. Simple back here. He did it once, but this time he's going to get shut down. A double entry there for the Norwegian player. One hell of a strong start. 5-3. This should not be lost if you are on the Dignitas side. Guardian going to get a kill, but even now, Na'Vi have to worry. They can't go all in on retaking this, and Edward is down, Seized with a kill there on Config. It kind of feels like Na'Vi are actually fighting to win this, and I would really worry about losing these rifles if I was on the CT side here. 1 M4, 1 AWP, you can win the next round even if you don't have anything else here.
Well, that's awkward. Cajun gets right behind the angle of the door. That's so frustrating for Seized. It's just not going to happen now for Guardian. Time to run away. Okay, then. So...
Well, he's not going to die here, I think, but he's got to be careful he doesn't go too close to the bomb. It'd be unfortunate. That is really nice.
Dude, I love the light mapping on this stage. It's so sick.
Just everything about it, right? Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can kind of tell, I think, that the audience has cooled down a little bit, and you cannot blame them. This is obviously really frightening what's happening here to Na'Vi. Dignitas is setting a very, very good record for the first half here, and it seems like they're just going to continue. Only one rifle surviving that last round. What do they do, Na'Vi?
It's going to be the Force, because they know, wow, yeah, talk about a Force. 2 grenades is all they have to work with here? That's nuts. One of them is used already. How do you hold on CT side without any grenades?
You don't. You shouldn't be holding. You should be pushing. Out in yard, take 2 or 3 people out there. Get a flashbang instead of a smoke and try and push what's happening, because if you just wait here, when another 20 seconds have passed by, they're going to know on the Dignitas side that there's not going to be any more grenades coming down. They can guess what's happening after that. Wall of smokes is coming up, and Dignitas maybe a little bit too aggressive right now.
Persisting. They've had success getting down into Secret so far, so it looks like it's more of the same here from Dignitas. And we're already seeing the quick rotation from Na'Vi. This is going to involve risk-taking on Navi's side if they're going to come out ahead in this confrontation without any grenades to support. And so it is all or nothing, right? The smokes go up, quick, rotate everybody down to B, and you do have a man close in position to go for a quick flank as well, down Secret. So this is all on Flamey now. He's going to have that first point of contact here.
Trying to fall back, but instantly out. What an opening for MSL. No grenades left on Na'Vi. They're going to have to do something here. Simple. Picking up a kill. Now finally getting a chance to reload. The bomb is going to be planted inside of that smoke. Guardian, it's so close, but he gets flanked as well. Perfect timing for Rubino to come through. And now Seized and Edward. What can they do? Dignitas, this is horrifying for Na'Vi. They are losing their grip on the semi-final very quickly.
Oh, no chance there for Edward as well. And at this point, Seized, is he going to be able to catch out Config? Yeah, easy job there. All right, hold on to the rifle, Seized, because you guys took a big risk this round, and well, you're going to pay for it in the next one when Dignitas are going to tie it up 6-6 and have all the rifles. Still, he's doing some good economic damage, but he shouldn't be able to make it out of here in one piece. He will eventually go out with a bomb. Boom.
Oh, no. I mean, they needed that rifle. They needed everything right now. It does tie up the scoreline, and when you say it like that, you know, it sounds like it's, yeah, okay, you know, so what's it tied up? You know, that makes it roughly even, but for anyone who's been spectating Nuke, even for a short amount of time, you will know that every round counts on the terrorist side. the only, I mean, to some extent, the only reason you even need T rounds is just in case you lose the pistol on the CT side. But if you win the pistol and you're a good nuke team, you can run it through. You can simply not lose any rounds. So having 6 already as a buffer, even if they lose Dignitas on the pistol round, they're still going to be in a prime position here. And Na'Vi, they're just losing too many early duels without any kind of refrags coming through.
Well, that's the point that we have to emphasize, is that Dignitas lost the pistol this first half. Na'Vi have picked up 6 rounds on CT side, having won the pistol. That's an insane level of competence on the map from Dignitas. If they don't get the pistol on T side and they're still sitting at 6, they're about to get up to 7. And they could prime themselves for 8 as well, come out ahead in the half. That would be monstrous. Simple, though. Speaking of monsters, he's going to find a headshot on Cajun B with that dig, and then he gets wrecked right back. So it's all on Guardian now. 1v4. He's got a deagle of his own. Used to be pretty dangerous with it. Let's see if he can still show you how it's done.
When they lost this map, Dignitas, earlier in the group stage of this tournament, I remember talking to them afterwards, and they had, like I said, I think I even pointed it out, they had a lot of excuses, and what they were mainly saying was, well, we just weren't hitting our shots, you know, and I always think, well, that's not good enough, you know, you can't rely on that. There's got to be more depth in a team than just that. Yeah. But they said, well, you know, normally on Nuke, we win most of these fights, and this time we just didn't. And right now, they certainly are winning a scary amount of early duels.
How sick is this from Guardian? He's going to go hunt for Cajun's gun. He's just crossing his fingers, hoping right now that it dropped somewhere. Look at that. He's just like, please. Yeah. Does he have time? He's not going to have time to make it up to the silo, will he?
It's going to be a little bit dangerous. Maybe. Nah, he would have to run right now, I think. Otherwise, it's going to get almost done. Config covering it as well. That's just really well played. I'm not sure if he got it.
Spotted. He knows. He knows. He knows the Guardian was snooping around looking. Sick, sick play. But now we get into it. This is it. Dignitas in the lead, 7-6 on T side. A huge lead for Dignitas. And while it's all on Na'Vi now, what can they do to try and bring this back? What kind of a buy do they have? 4 rifles, 5 rifles, and 3 guys with grenades. It's looking pretty grim here, Anders.
It's another round where I would not try and play too defensively. I would definitely, I mean, you're not going to be able to buy too much time with any of these smokes here, so why not just try and catch them a little bit off guard? They are setting up for another execute Dignitas, maybe try and get some yard control. 7-6 the scoreline here, and drawing to the end of this half. We did say that this was a good map for Dignitas. The analysts were pointing it out too, but they've definitely been proven right.
This just shows the depth right now of Dignitas' map pool, where they're able to go, well, I mean, Cobble, they've made Cobble just one of their strongest maps, and it's one of the most played maps. It is the most played map of the tournament so far. And then they come on to Nuke, which has actually seen a lot of play. MSL is going to open things up by dropping Guardian out in the yard. And again, it was Guardian solo. Flamey's rotated over from ramp. He's going to get caught as well. MSL going ham right now. 2 kills.
And the timing for Guardian, you see, he just had the grenade out, and that's when he got caught, so I don't know. Nothing seems to be working out. 5 versus 3. C's going to pick up a kill there on Magisk. Maybe a chance to bring it back a tiny bit here. But Dignitas just seems so incredibly in control of everything that they do here. And they're using that yard area to be able to wrap around this A bomb site from upper, from main here as well. Edward picking up an important kill, but MSL is sneaking in. He's already got the double. He's very low on health, and he's going to be going down finally. Simple with the frag. Rubino takes one right around this corner. Simple hiding. They're coming in from the high ground too. Good kill for Cajun. That leaves it in a one-on-one with 14 seconds. He's going to get the bomb, and Seized is coming out of the vents, creeping in. You want the Jaws theme playing as Seized, trying to see if he can find the angle. He's right around the reactor, and Seized, now he's been found out. He's out in the open. Cajun's got a really good shot of doing this. Seized got to be a little bit careful, and Cajun just holding his ground right here. He knows eventually Seized has to come for him. He can't play too much of a game right now. Looking for the angle, and there's a great headshot. Seized getting the better of it and clutching the round.
And there's a clutch. There's one to speak of. Talk about coming through in the end there for Na'Vi from Seized. Surprising that it came so close, but Simple is just so consistent, man. You'd think that he'd get overwhelmed in that sort of scenario. He still gets 2 kills out of it. That's unbelievable, right? Like, it's that kind of individual play that's really making well, making the difference and really allowing Na'Vi to do anything at all so far on this best of 3, because Simple just keeps delivering map after map. And in a big round like that, where it could have all gone south, once again, he finds the kills to make the difference. Now, the 15th round, last round of this first half, 7-7. Well, Na'Vi, again, man, they just cannot get any grenades. And so they are going to go aggressive. Into ramp they go, and it is the full-on rush. They line up, but it doesn't matter. Config gets 2 kills, and Cajun as well, picking up 1.
They had the right idea, but they still want... Oh, well, Rubino catching seized in transition. And Guardian, it is a style kill there coming through. Followed up as well. Still another 2 to go. Guardian now with a triple. Just what the hell is going on? There should be no way. 1 versus 4 with an AWP. They know where you're coming from. He's going to tap the bomb once. Rubino, is he tempted to go out? He's going to be walking in. Guardian turning around. He sees him. Oh my god! Guardian, it can't be real! Picks it up. Unleashed. And that is going to be one of the most ridiculous 1v4s I've seen in a long time. He charges the ramp with a sniper rifle and kills 4 people.
The guy's face with the Virtus Pro jersey there, I think, says it all. Just like, what is happening to my mind right now?
You're thinking, please don't let this team go through into the grand finals and play VP.
Guardian is nuts.
I can't explain that.
But still, I mean, yes, the Flash, the huge 1v4, but at the same time, 7 rounds picked up T-side for Dignitas. The Danes, they gave up that round, but they shouldn't be beating themselves up. Now they go onto the CT side. If the trend holds, should be a one-sided pistol going their way now. And it's all going to be, the pressure should go on Na'Vi here. These teams so far have been splitting the pistols, and they've been very decisive one-sided pistols as well.
I mean, I would say a must-win pistol round. I don't see any way that Na'Vi can make it back if they don't win the pistol. If they do, give them a minuscule chance, but it is still really not a lot. Sees the setting up on the roof, and Guardian also has a smoke, so we'll see how they're going to be able to play this here. They definitely have the equipment for a bit of an execute, and Edward with the Tech 9 armor setup.
Yeah, it's a go-to kind of strat for Na'Vi. Turn Edward into the raid boss. And let him go to work. Still one of the best pistol players in the world. 2 players rocking utility, though, so we'll see where those come into play with 2 smokes. They have a few options, Na'Vi. It's looking like, well, they had success versus Magisk. Magisk has struggled holding on to ramp CT side. He has a tendency to overpeak, and that usually comes back to bite Dignitas. So, I mean, going over towards ramp isn't necessarily a bad idea.
I love this position for Rubino in the corner because they don't have the Molotovs that they came out. So if they come for the A-bomb side, Rubino is going to be hard to catch. MSL up on the hut, going to be picking up 1 kill, but Cajun also went down. MSL jumping for his life, and that means he can't help Rubino out. So a little bit of a trade there, and it's a 3-on-4, even though Edward's very low, he still gets a headshot, taking out MSL, and Magisk waiting for Seized coming in from behind, but now he's also alone. A really, really good start to the second half here for Na'Vi. And you were pointing it out, all these pistol rounds seem to be really one-sided. Magisk alone, 1 versus 4, going to be walking right into Seized. And that will be 4 people surviving for Na'Vi. And a slight chance here.
Slight. A huge one. Yeah, huge. What do we...
let's put it like this. Dignitas already gave up a very good chance to be in the grand finals on Overpass. If they do it again here, then I don't even know what to say. I don't think they will. I did curse them and sort of mess with it a little bit on Overpass, but this time I actually think they will be able to close it out. Yeah, I'd be shocked if it turned out otherwise. 9-7 here. A little bit of a hiccup there. Flamey taking his time, but it doesn't matter. He's going to take out Magisk anyway. 4 versus 5 at the moment. I did also have 100 angry Danish people tweeting me afterwards saying, how could you do it?
How dare you go against Dignitas? And then you're like, no, much like Hellraisers and their fate to go through the groups or at least mess the groups up, getting to the semis, this is like the Danish turf, and this is where they just settle down, right? They're like lost in the desert, and they find the oasis. The oasis is the semis. They never leave again.
I just don't even know. So, I mean, Astralis, at least for a while, broke that curse, and then they forgot about it again anyway. I don't know what to say. We'll take it 1 round at a time here. Dignitas playing very defensively, very far back on the map, just hoping that they get given a gift here by Na'Vi, but it's not going to happen. Very coordinated push coming out, and no panic at all on the T side. MSL and Config are left, and maybe MSL could upset the situation here. He does open the doorway. Maybe didn't have to push all the way through. Now Config going to be alone here, and it could have been a good chance for a headshot. Doesn't happen. 10-7 Na'Vi, 3-round lead, and they're going to get a chance to do a little bit more before finally Dignitas can reply. 11-7. It's possible, but not easy.
No. It is absolutely, I mean, it's possible if they just maintain a death hold, like a stranglehold on the economy of Dignitas. If Dignitas find themselves in a similar situation like Na'Vi did at the end of the first half, where they can't afford to get the grenades, where they're just barely able to get rifles, then it's fine for Na'Vi. Then Na'Vi can just completely control that situation, just so long as they stop Config or Magiesboy from getting a 1v4 like Guardian did.
Speaking of Guardian, he is at 18 kills, Simple is at 21, so very good job individually from Guardian. We kind of expect nothing else, but he had a miserable time playing on Overpass, so, you know, individually able to come back into it, doesn't let it phase him too badly, and that's good news, especially for Na'Vi.
One thing to note is that it doesn't look like C's is doing a whole lot of talking for Na'Vi right now. It seems like that Starix is basically taking control again of the situation, taking advantage of the fact that the Valve coach rule is not in place here at Epicenter, and so he can talk freely. What is going on? This is a hard eco. This is a hard eco, and yet it's a one-on-one situation now, and Cajun's got a 5-7. If he finds Seized...
I'm not sure if he saw Cajun then Seized, but certainly Cajun will know what's happening. The vent being blown out there. Molotov does go in, and that should buy enough time for Seized to get the bomb plant down. Still very tricky for Cajun to get in and actually win this round. Seized planting way out in the open. He's going to fall all the way back here. He's setting himself up pretty much expertly to win this one. They still lost a lot of rifles in this round, and Cajun is walking in. Did he spot him? I think he may have. There's going to be smoke to one side. Not even sure that helps anything. When he doesn't have the kit, he's not going to be able to buy too much time. Spots out Seized on the other side. There's a dangerous game being played, and soon Cajun has to commit to this defuse. Otherwise, it doesn't really even matter, and you can see he's just buying time there. Yeah, it doesn't really matter anymore. Cajun is done. You can't really do anything at this point, so just going to have to run away. Expertly played by Seized. Yeah,
that is textbook clutch play. Never showing himself. Counting, you can see the internal countdown that's happening as well with him, where he's just like, if he managed to pick up a kit, which should be impossible in a hard eco, counts up to 4 seconds, goes for the shoulder peek. Oh, Cajun, nope, he's not on the bomb. Okay, go back to hiding. No need to take a fight. No need to try and win this duel and be a hero. You play the bomb, and that's exactly how you're supposed to handle it. Very well done by Seized. But also, we have to give credit to Dignitas there. That was a hard eco. They were rocking USPs, and they still turned that into a 1v1. So massive economic damage dealt to Na'Vi. That is not supposed to happen in a round like that, Na'Vi. That's a feel-good round where you should be farming up, building up for this round now. 19th round here for Dignitas. Rifles, the AWP for Cajun, healthy nade count as well.
Cajun all the way back. He has actually not had a very good game, Cajun. I think he's got 7 kills and flashbanged in. Almost gets taken out Guardian. Did he see him back there? I am not sure. And actually, Cajun, that peak, almost impossible to spot from Guardian's position. Very interesting.
That is a nightmare angle, actually. Like, how do you, unless you're pre-aiming that, there's no way you're flicking onto that in time to save yourself. When Cajun's already just pre-aiming your angle, that is disgusting, actually. Still, man advantage for Dignitas even after that. Not going to dwell on it, and Flamey isn't going to dwell on everything ever again. Magisk is going to win that duel. And so it's Seized, Simple, and Edward, the last 3 alive here for Na'Vi, who decide to power through to ramp. They want to put the pressure on, and Magisk, he's holding it. He gets another kill. 3 kills for Magisk, and that ends it. Simple going to get caught out in the open by Config, but that's an individual level there. I mean, Cajun already with the clever positioning, finding the first pick, but Magisk with the triple spray. That's beautiful.
It is, but I mean, I think that the panel brought this up at an earlier point in the tournament, that Magisk gets into positions that he shouldn't be winning, but because he's so good at the game, he does anyway. You know, when he gets the first kill there and they have a 3-on-5, why not fall back? And if he wants to stay, at least make sure that Config can actually be there in time for the fight, right? And instead, Config shows up afterwards. I mean, they are sort of decisions that are not quite optimal, I would say, but just I guess he just gaps it with the skill anyway.
I mean, I think that Simple is the same sort of thing, right? You just have players who have just an insane ability to just hit shots, which basically means that they can come out of any situation ahead. And that's, I mean, that's just what these guys are capable of. The likes of Nico, etc. Although Nico's positioning is usually just, like his mindset, his positioning is usually so good that it actually, that's why he's so scary. Still, that's not important in this round because it's going to be the straight yard rush here. And Config in position, triple spray for him, could get a quad, not going to get it. Guardian too quick, but still he does the damage.
Grenade not going to be able to chase him down, but yeah, that pretty much shuts down the round here. Guardian and Simple, they are the two top fraggers, but the thing that worries me is more the lack of armor that they're currently running around with here. And Dignitas don't need to do anything. They can just wait this one out. They just make sure no one can get flanked, and then that's pretty much it. And with Cajun up there, they know no one's going to be able to make it into lowers. There's the first fight happening, and Simple aim punched out of that one, and now Guardian left.
Yeah, good communication coming in here from Dig. Just leave it be. There you go. He spotted him, and Cajun's going to hit that shot every day of the week. 11-9. Dignitas close to bringing this back. Now they've actually started to get a control of the situation. The lone dab. Only one. I'm a bit disappointed. Oh, nope, never mind. There are a few more.
Yeah, we can't escape them at this point. They've become part of the stadium events. A lot of hopeful Na'Vi fans out in the crowd here. I really think this is on an edge for Na'Vi right now. They do have a 2-round lead, but Dignitas seems so confident here on the CT side now. And Na'Vi are traditionally slow team on the T side, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, maybe they could try and change the pace. I feel like they need to go for a crazy style here to beat Dignitas.
Yeah, just try and get the ramp rush going, or even an upper rush. But the thing is that now that the Dignitas have actually got the economy established to get the anti-rush nades, the incendiaries, the HEs, it's so hard to actually pull that off if you're Na'Vi. You're just running into flames and shrapnel everywhere. You're taking so much damage, but by the time you get onto the site, it's just an easy cleanup job for Dignitas. And well, if you're having trouble out in yard as well, Cajun, that's a second round that he's actually going to find that pick to start things off, really putting as much pressure as possible on Na'Vi. Rubino down in secret, doing quite a bit of damage as well. Edward going to fall next, and then Guardian. Look at this, Rubino doing so much work.
Finally going to be falling back. MSL really wanted to be part of that party, but going to be denied at least for this round. Simple going to be taken out, and that leaves Guardian 1 versus 4 here. Such a confident hold coming out of Rubino. And the fact that they started off, and I mean, this is what made life tough for Na'Vi as well, as Cajun got the first kill out in yard with the AWP and then just disappeared. So they couldn't find him. They didn't really know where he was or what he was doing. Made it a little bit rough for them to get back into the round as well. Guardian, 8 seconds left. He's going to have to go for the fight, otherwise he dies after the round has run out, and that is not good. 10-11 here.
Yeesh. This is where the struggle. Oh, it's the kiss cam. No. What? did she just get friend zoned? Is that how that worked?
There we go. The Virtus Pro fans know how to do it. That's better. I'm not sure. Maybe they were brother and sister, and there was and it would have been weird. You got to be careful with that, Semna.
Good point. A little scary. Okay.
This isn't Game of Thrones, you know. 22nd round is coming up, and Molotov, they're just going to run past anyway. You wish that would have been Simple with the bomb, but doesn't make it down to the bottom. Otherwise, that could have been an interesting plan. I think actually he did make it down, just not alive. 3 versus 4 here, and yeah, just kind of a throwaway round. It's going to be an equalize here for Dignitas, 11-11. And now you're starting to see the problem of playing T-side nuke.
Yeah, I like how you make that sound like it's a checklist, you know? It's like, do I have the bomb? Check. Do I make it to the site? Check. Do I have a pulse? X. Damn. Like, all right, then.
Especially the last part is important, in case you're wondering. If you're new to Counter-Strike, it really does matter. Seized is playing a weird game. Just Rubino getting frightened at the end. I think, and more than anything, Seized was just observing his behavior, writing it down in his notebook.
What's this, like quantum physics or something?
What are these Danish creatures like? Just seeing how they work.
Well, the problem is there's no like Pulsar or whatever in CS, so he's not going to get the full picture of Denmark.
No, that is true. Na'Vi fans still excited. I'm not sure they're realizing the terrible position that their team is in right now. 11-11 the scoreline. Config being a little bit aggressive outside, but it may have got spotted then. Gonna toss out a random grenade that does just a little bit to Guardian, but he will be fine. It is... They don't have many chances left, Na'Vi. The economy is building up for Dignitas. It's already been built up quite a bit here. 10,500 on Cajun, 8,000 on Rubino and Magisk. Something needs to work out in this round, basically.
Oh, cool. They're actually breaking the windows on A site. Are we going to get a full A execute here? With those windows broken, you can have all the grenades going out. We have a bit of a setup here. There we go. Smokes and flashes. Creating some space. And just a straight run into death. Rubino sprays 2 from the top of Hut. And Simple is going to be the only one to bring it back, but they're down a man, Na'Vi.
Yeah, but now the time that they needed, I mean, it's kind of obvious they were trying to get down the vents now, so Dignitas will have already rotated people into position. Magisk is one of them. Not quite sure if there was someone behind there planting, but it definitely isn't. And they're going to have to wait even more time here. 3 versus 4, and actually a good kill for Edward coming through. Very important, flanking them. Config going down, and Cajun being no idea that Edward is charged in there. Getting out-timed, and now it's MSL and Magisk left. 2 versus 3, gonna be a bit of a spray. Edward hitting the triple kill now, bringing his team back into this round, and MSL alone. What could he possibly do? He's got 20 seconds here. He has to deny the plant. That's the only way he can win this round. They might not know that he's up here, and that could be a little bit tricky. 14 seconds left there, right underneath Simple. Gonna get the kill anyway. That was a little bit close. But Na'Vi finally winning around here in the second half.
And all of that off of just miscommunication on Dignitas and the inability to know where Edward was playing from. If Cajun kills Edward, then the focus goes back onto the sites and it's not a problem. But the fact that Edward is able to catch them off guard, huge wins. And excited Na'Vi fans, of course, because that is a key round, like you said. Every single round so important on the T side, but especially when you have your backs to the wall. Dignitas were starting to get quite a bit of momentum going their way. Now, it's Na'Vi pulling out ahead once again, 12-11. Dignitas still with the bank, and a double AWP setup here for Dignitas on Nuke. That's an interesting change here.
It could work out just fine. I feel like if you win rounds like these with the double AWP setup, it means you just get all the picks immediately, and there's never any kind of tactic coming in from Na'Vi. But the problem is, if they do execute and get the bomb plant down, suddenly the retake becomes really odd. Maybe even worse than on other maps. I mean, it's always hard to retake with 2 AWPs, but on Nuke, it could get wildly out of control.
This is tough for Config, though, because Na'Vi do have some grenades. They have Flamey with an incendiary. Where is Flamey playing from right now, though? He is out in the yard, so they could use that on Secret. Config, he's got a chance, and this is it. Manages to hit the shot on Edward. Should actually fall back, because Flamey does have that incendiary. Can drop it and force Flamey out of that angle. In the meantime, Dignitas, the rest of them, still sitting pretty, just not moving.
Ooh, Cajun looking for the shot then. I might have spotted the top of his head just a little bit. Sees this made his way into Hut. He needs a good flashbang or something to set him up with. Simple going to be going down. Guardian next in line, and this is the reset that they just can't deal with. Na'Vi, they needed to win this round as well, and it's not going to happen. Double kill for Rubino. He's definitely stepped it up here on Nuke. Playing quite a good game at the moment. He has got 23 kills, leading just 2 behind Simple, who's got 25. The scoreline is tied, that's one thing, but they needed the money on the Na'Vi side.
Yeah, this is so difficult for Na'Vi now. Tied 12-12, and you can see just from the rounds and how things have been playing out that Dignitas have got the lockdown going on CT side here. It takes a fluke kind of play from Edward to really open up rounds for Na'Vi, but you can't count on that happening consistently, and so Dignitas, you can just tell that their comfort zone, they're in it right now, whereas Na'Vi, they're just rushing out, hoping to get lucky. And so far, well, MSL's there to cover things. They try and go for the YOLO play onto A, and it's not going to happen.
Once again, the bomb does make it onto the site, but no one living there to punch in the digits. You'd think at this point in time, the T side would have figured out to just arm the bomb beforehand and run in with it, but that hasn't occurred to anyone yet.
Or what is it, like a dead man switch?
Yeah, really anything, I feel like could have worked out. Really anything. They are taking it the hard way, I guess. Simple. Gonna be out of the round. Nobody dying for Dignitas. Just to make things even worse, they survive with 5 members. And again, that means their economy is building so much. We do have a tactical timeout being pulled by Na'Vi, and that is probably about time. They are they're right at the edge of being pushed out of this tournament, out of the semifinals. Means we would have Dignitas VP as the grand final.
I like that we have it now as well, because they go through the round of eco. If they get the bomb plant, okay, now they know what they have for the buy. And so they could kind of just get that plan going where they're like, okay, how many grenades can we afford? What are the rifles like? Right, okay, how can we actually get something that's coordinated together that will get us back into this map? Because Dignitas are right on this. I mean, this is now getting into that make or break time where, yeah, in this timeout, Starix has to find a solution. They've had trouble dealing with Yard so far. Cajun, when he has his op, has been very consistent so far at getting the initial kill for Dignitas out in the Yard. And so, is it going to be time to start heading over towards ramp? But then the last time they went ramp, they got sprayed down by Magus Boy.
There's a Twitch chat user right there. Easily identifiable.
Take my energy.
He's even got the emote in. It's perfect.
Maybe he's a Dota fan as well. I don't know.
I am. It's true they have been struggling in Yard, but I think they need to go Yard. I think they need to take a fight with Cajun, but they need to sort of commit to it.
Yeah.
You know, really push him all the way. If he gets a frag, fine, trade it fast. You know, just go for it. Once you get the Yard control, try and see if things aren't going to make a mistake in their rotations. Very easy to do. Magus holding ramp. If he loses Cajun out in Yard, suddenly he has to worry about whether or not they're going to walk in behind him or anything like that. It does put a lot of pressure on the CT side if you can do that. Even though, I mean, Cajun actually hasn't been having the best game. He's been doing pretty well, but he's you know, doing the worst out of anyone on Dignitas right now. So I would say, yeah, try and see if you can't push that and make it work. He's
not hard carrying, that's for sure. But like, he doesn't need to hard carry if he's on CT side getting a pick around like that, you know? Nope. That's so good to be able to count on. And Guardian did have enough money for it. It's a glass cannon op, though, so he couldn't afford Kevlar. And while this is the answer here for Na'Vi, change of pace. There it is. This is the opportunity to try and shut down Cajun out in Garage. But MSL's going to hold the line, and on the upper side, Edward drops Flamey. Looking at trade, not going to happen, and they just decide to go for the change of pace. Straight rush onto the upper side, but it's not panning out. Seized is going to turn it into a 1v2.
They need to go for the quad kill to win this round. He's down on the floor of the bomb site. He has the bomb currently picked up, but I mean, he's trapped right now, and he's got no grenades. If he had a grenade, he could maybe Molotov up there and then get a chance to put the bomb down. Right now, he's at the mercy of Dignitas making a mistake. Cajun on the high ground, he has a Molotov, and out there, Config making sure he can't escape anywhere either. This is really tough. He's going to make his way up to the hut. He can go all the way up onto the rafters if he's feeling really adventurous. One thing is he's got the time for it.
Yeah, that is actually the main thing here. He's got 50 seconds. There goes his flash. Going to make it sound like he's trying to go down ramp, trying to bait some kind of reaction out in main. And Config gives away his position by throwing that nade. So now Seized has info on one. He can make his way up to the rafters, though, to see if he can't find Cajun, and he does get spotted. So the game is up. He's still left himself a way out, though. Down ramp, or rather down the vents towards the B site, and he will get that bomb plant seized.
It's very smart for Seized. Just look at how he realizes where exactly they are. That's more than he maybe could have hoped for there. Bomb plant, 1 versus 2. Going to be going up towards the ramp. Not quite sure where they're coming from. And he has almost no way of knowing either. If they want back in this game, then now is the time for it. And Dignitas actually thought it was an A plant, so they've just wasted a hell of a lot of time. And they don't have a smoke or anything to get out here. Seized, got them lined up. He's going to get the one kill, but he can't get the second one. Config going to be able to follow it up. And he has the kit for the defuse. Wow, that could have happened.
That is actually one of the strong things that Dignitas have going for him here. We saw it on Overpass, very clear. Cobble, like, when they get into that CT retake, if they've got two, it's like they have the buddy system ingrained into them. They don't split up. They always go as a pair. So, sure, one of them dies, the other instantly trade kills. It's almost like just clockwork. Every single time we're seeing it in these retakes now, where they just move together as a unit. Boom, one dies, instant trade. No chance for the enemy team to clutch. That worked out perfectly, especially coming out from vents. That's not easy to do. You don't have a lot of room to sidestep and maneuver with.
I must say in that round, I just don't know how MSL got the second kill. The first one, great. The second one, he was on 12 health, and he was having an open fight, I think, with Edward, and still came out on top. So that's a little bit shocking. Now, we're into the 27th round here. 2 more rounds for Dignitas, and they're going to face VP in the grand finals. If not, Na'Vi will just have to conjure pure magic from the end of this game here. I don't know what else to say. This is at the very edge.
And Rubino using that same position by the vents. There's the smoke, and it's far enough out where he'll be able to stop anybody from getting into the vents. He's going to give MSL some space to work with as well. But it looks like Na'Vi, I mean, they have put a man out in Yard. But it's actually Config holding out in Yard this round. cajunB has shifted elsewhere, but it is going to be the A split. 1 through main, 2 through main, and the rush begins. Molotov goes down behind the vents, but Cajun's still going to find a kill. And MSL from the site, it's working magnificently. The crossfire. What a blender that they just walked into.
Triple for Cajun. Very good round here towards the end. And you saw the Molotov. They only had that one Molotov. It was in the corner, and if they had done it, 15 seconds earlier, there would have been a guy there. But it just, the timing doesn't work out. 15-12. One more round for Dignitas, and they will be the grand finals. And I mean, even just that as an accomplishment for this team, given how stacked this tournament was, that will be very impressive already. We'll see if they can put up a fight against VP, who are definitely fired up as well. Na'Vi, they need to win 3 in a row, and Cajun taking out one Magisk as well, following it up. It's going to be the double kill. They're getting shot down. Magisk with the triple, and Edward all alone. He gets a headshot, but it's too late. A quad kill, and Dignitas are in the grand finals of Epicenter Moscow. Unbelievable.
You can see the happiness, the sheer joy. And it's not meant to be for Na'Vi. Playing in front of their home crowd, making it to the finals, winning in the finals. What a dream that would have been. It turns out it's time to wake up. MSL, he's put them to sleep. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, well, you saw the walk out of the booth earlier when they lost on Overpass. They looked so distraught, and now different faces all around. Just very, very impressive and very well played, obviously. A team that has been close many, many times and failed to make it. We're finally going to see them in the grand finals. It's a very deep breath they need to take right here. We are going to be down on the main stage with the interview, and it's Rubino ready, so let's go to that.